Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Dan Garodnick, Chair of the City Planning Commission, Director of the Department of City Planning. Welcome to today's public meeting of January 18, 2023. Today we're going to be voting on an array of projects touching on housing, infrastructure, landmarks, and more. We'll start with a city capital budget project to replace a crumbling retaining wall, rebuild the roadway, and construct new sidewalks along a portion of Pratt Avenue in Baychester in the Bronx. The Commission will also vote this morning on a housing proposal in Midwood, Brooklyn at 1880-1888 Coney Island Avenue with about 230 homes, 60 of them which would be permanently income restricted. The landmark designation of the Lesbian Herstory Archives in Park Slope, and an application for new long-term office space for the NYPD Manhattan South Traffic Enforcement Unit near Penn Station in Herald Square. Moving on to today's hearings, we have two of them on the docket. The first is on a plan to combine two neighboring business improvement districts, Flatbush Avenue and Church Avenue, into the Church-Flatbush Community Alliance. This will make official the efficiencies that these two bids have already instituted by pooling their resources to better serve their Brooklyn communities located just south and east of Prospect Park. The public is also invited to testify on the enlargement of the historic Otis Elevator Building in West Chelsea. Having received approval from the Landmarks Preservation Commission, the enlargement would be part of a neighboring office and retail building on what is currently a parking lot. So with that, by way of introduction, I will turn it to the Secretary and we'll ask you to kick us off and begin the meeting.
Good morning. This is a City Planning Commission public meeting held remotely through the NYC Engage portal and in person in the CPC hearing room, 120 Broadway, Lower Concourse. Today is Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. I will now call the roll. Chair Garodnick.
Here.
Vice Chair Knuckles.
Here.
Commissioner Benjamin.
Here.
Commissioner Bozark.
Here.
Commissioner Cerullo.
Here.
Commissioner Crowell.
Here.
Commissioner Duick.
Here.
Commissioner Gold is joining us remotely.
Yes, here.
Commissioner Goodridge.
Here.
Commissioner Kermani.
Here.
Commissioner Marin.
Here.
Commissioner Osorio.
Here.
Commissioner Rampershad.
Here.
A quorum is present. The first item is the approval of the minutes of the public meeting of Wednesday, January 4th, 2023, and of the special public meeting of Tuesday, January 17th, 2023.
Great. On the minutes, I make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Commissioner Rampershad. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Minutes are approved.
Scheduling calendar numbers 1 and 2. We have resolutions for adoption. Scheduling Wednesday, February 1st, 2023, for a public hearing to be held in person in the CPC hearing room, 120 Broadway, and remotely through the NYC Engage portal.
Great, thank you. On the resolutions, I make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
The Vice Chairman is seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. The resolutions are adopted.
The next part of the calendar is the report section on page 5. Reports. Borough of the Bronx, calendar number 3. Pratt Avenue retaining wall and roadway reconstruction. CD 12, C230060PQX, in the matter of an application for an acquisition concerning Pratt Avenue retaining wall and roadway reconstruction. For a favorable report on calendar number 3, Chair Garodnick.
Aye.
Vice Chair Knuckles.
Yes.
Commissioner Benjamin.
Aye.
Commissioner Bozark.
Yes.
Commissioner Cerullo.
Yes.
Commissioner Crowell.
Yes.
Commissioner Duick.
Yes.
Commissioner Gold.
Yes.
Commissioner Goodridge.
Yes.
Commissioner Kermani.
Yes.
Commissioner Marin.
Yes.
Commissioner Osorio.
Yes.
Commissioner Rampershad.
Yes.
A favorable report has been adopted on calendar number 3. Borough of Brooklyn, calendar number 4. The Lesbian Herstory Archives, 484 14th Street, CD6, N230154HIK, in the matter of a communication regarding the landmark designation concerning the Lesbian Herstory Archives, 484 14th Street. On the adoption of calendar number 4 for referral to the City Council, Chair Garodnick.
Aye.
Vice Chair Knuckles.
Yes.
Commissioner Benjamin.
Aye.
Commissioner Bozark.
Yes.
Commissioner Cerullo.
Yes.
Commissioner Crowell.
Yes.
Commissioner Duick.
Yes.
Commissioner Gold,
Yes.
Commissioner Goodrich,
Yes.
Commissioner Kermani,
Yes.
Commissioner Mudden,
Yes.
Commissioner Osorio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramprashad.
Yes.
Calendar number 4 has been adopted for referral to the City Council. Borough of Brooklyn, calendar numbers 5 and 6, 1880, 1888 Coney Island Avenue rezoning. CD 12, calendar number 5, C210090ZMK. Calendar number 6, N210091ZRK. And the matter of an application for a zoning map and zoning text amendments concerning 1880, 1888 Coney Island Avenue. For favorable reports on calendar numbers 5 and 6, Chair Garodnick,
Aye.
Vice Chair Knuckles,
Yes.
Commissioner Benjamin,
Aye.
Commissioner Bozark,
Yes.
Commissioner Cerullo,
Yes.
Commissioner Crowell,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck.
Thank you. From the onset, I've been clear that I felt that the building height was not in context. The R7A as mapped with MIH would allow 95, well, the equivalent of an R7A would allow up to 95 feet, which the R7A across the street, which we were referencing it against, was only 80 feet because it was not mapped MIH. So I think that the building is just a little bit too big for that area, and I'm going to vote no.
Commissioner Gold,
Yes.
Commissioner Goodrich,
I'm abstaining. I did not, solely because I didn't have a chance to review comprehensively everything that I would have wanted.
Commissioner Kermani,
Yes.
Commissioner Mudden,
Yes.
Commissioner Osorio,
Yes, I just want to make a suggestion to slight adjustment to the report where we encourage the applicant to reduce the number of unrequired parking lots. Thank you.
Commissioner Ramprashad.
Yes.
Favorable reports have been adopted on calendar numbers 5 and 6. Borough of Manhattan, calendar number 7, NYPD Traffic Enforcement Unit, 127 West 30th Street, CD 5, N230099PXM. And the matter of an application for a notice of intent to acquire office space concerning NYPD Traffic Enforcement Unit, 127 West 30th Street. For a favorable report on calendar number 7, Chair Garodnick,
Aye.
Vice Chair Knuckles,
Yes.
Commissioner Benjamin,
Aye.
Commissioner Bozark,
Yes.
Commissioner Cerullo,
Yes.
Commissioner Crowell,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck,
Yes.
Commissioner Gold,
Yes.
Commissioner Goodrich,
Yes.
Commissioner Kermani,
Yes.
Commissioner Mudden,
Yes.
Commissioner Osorio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramprashad.
Yes.
A favorable report has been adopted on calendar number 7. Borough of Staten Island, calendar numbers 8 and 9. Bradford Avenue, CD3, calendar number 8, N130211RAR, calendar number 9, M080258AZAR. And the matter of an application for the grant of an authorization and for a modification to a previously approved authorization concerning Bradford Avenue for the adoption on calendar numbers 8 and 9. Chair Garodnick,
Aye.
Vice Chair Knuckles,
Yes.
Commissioner Benjamin,
Aye.
Commissioner Bozark,
Yes.
Commissioner Cerullo,
Yes.
Commissioner Crowell,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck,
Yes.
Commissioner Gold,
Yes.
Commissioner Goodrich,
Yes.
Commissioner Kermani,
Yes.
Commissioner Mudden,
Yes.
Commissioner Osorio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramprashad.
Yes.
Calendar numbers 8 and 9 have been adopted. Borough of Staten Island, calendar number 10, 76 St. Albans Place, CD3, N230098RCR. And the matter of an application for the grant of a certification concerning 76 St. Albans Place for the adoption on calendar number 10. Chair Garodnick,
Aye.
Vice Chair Knuckles,
Yes.
Commissioner Benjamin,
Aye.
Commissioner Bozark,
Yes.
Commissioner Cerullo,
Yes.
Commissioner Crowell,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck,
Yes.
Commissioner Gold,
Yes.
Commissioner Goodrich,
Yes.
Commissioner Kermani,
Yes.
Commissioner Mudden,
Yes.
Commissioner Osorio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramprashad.
Yes.
Calendar number 10 has been adopted. The next part of the calendar is the public hearing section on page 8.
Great, thank you very much. We're going to ask those who are testifying to limit their remarks to 3 minutes. And let me note that we're ready for the first item, and we'll get right into it.
Borough of Brooklyn, calendar number 11, Flatbush Avenue bid expansion, CDs 9 and 14, N230160BDK. Public hearing in the matter of an application for an amendment concerning the Flatbush Avenue Business Improvement District expansion.
Great. Let me recognize present on Zoom. We have Calvin Brown from SBS, Lauren Collins from the Flatbush Avenue bid and Church Avenue bid, Mina Marso, and Asaf Gal. And I believe Mr. Brown is going to make the presentation today. Welcome. We can see you. Whenever you are set, you can go ahead and get started.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair Garodnick and Commissioners. I'm Calvin T. Brown, the Deputy Commissioner for Neighborhood Development at the Department of Small Business Services. And I'm present here to testify in support of the extension of the Flatbush Avenue Business Improvement District. At SBS, we are working hard to open the doors for New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, focusing on creating stronger jobs, connecting New Yorkers to these jobs, and fostering thriving neighborhoods. We believe that the vitality of cities' commercial corridors is a key part of achieving this goal. And bids have been valuable and proven partners in the small business support and neighborhood revitalization and economic development across the 5 boroughs. City services, which by law cannot be reduced because of the existence of bids, are only supplemented through bids, delivery of services, and improvements in their respective districts. In addition to our role of overseeing and supporting the city's 76 bids, SBS also supervises the bid formation and expansion process, serving as an advisor and resource for communities interested in developing and expanding bids. We are careful to ensure that each steering committee we work with adheres to our planning policies and practices, solicit robust community input, and performs extensive outreach to collect and demonstrate broad-based support across all stakeholders. Moreover, we are cognizant of the unique nature of each community we assist and aim to empower local stakeholders to make determinations on the proposed budget, the boundaries, and the services that best suits the community needs and appetite and ability to pay the assessments. While we always impart strong planning principles and share our data and best practices across the bid network when working with any bid formation and expansion effort, we recognize that the power and effectiveness of bids rests in their unmatched understanding of local needs and issues. There are numerous benefits to the Flatbush Avenue Church Avenue bid merger. And currently the 2 bids, which meet at the intersection of Flatbush Avenue and Church Avenue, share the same administrative staff, office space, supplemental sanitation across other programming and services. The merger will allow for a single unified organization as well as a single budget, streamlining of programming, messaging, and decision-making, thus enabling the operational and cost efficiency across the organizations. At this time, I'm happy to answer any questions that you all may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Just tell us a little bit about the history of these 2 bids and how they come to the position where they do share all of the same admin and, for all intents and purposes, the same procedures and efforts out there.
So these bids was created in 2014, but I will leave that to the chair, which Lauren Collins is on, to talk about the administrative, how they share the administrative costs. Previously, they were managed by an organization called Canberra, and at some point they ended that contract with Canberra, and now they're being managed by one ED and staff members that are sharing the responsibilities. But the bid can talk a little bit more about the history of how they were managed by one single entity.
Great. Ms. Collins, would you like to? We can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Lauren Elbers Collins, Executive Director of Church Avenue Bid and Flatbush Avenue Bid. So they did run parallel, as Commissioner Brown mentioned. We had management provided by Canberra for the Church Avenue bid since the 80s. And the Flatbush Avenue bid was run by a gentleman who used to be a business owner. He passed away in 2012, and a big search went on for someone to replace him. And a year later, after lots of interviewing and speaking with businesses, I was put in that role because I was already in the community and already working on similar type of works and programming for the adjacent bid. So that's kind of how they came to be under the same staff. And it ended up being a very effective way to run it. No one knows where the bids end since they look identical. So it's been a very good partnership and a good way to share resources.
Thank you very much. All right, I see no other questions from the panel. Commissioner, I will note that we appreciate that some people have the power broker as their backdrop on a Zoom, but you have the New York City Zoning Resolution Handbook, and we like it, and we just wanted to call it out because that's great stuff.
I'm a former staff, so hey.
We know, I love it. All right, well, thank you very much to both of you. And with that, let me see if there are others who are interested in testifying on this item. I'm going to give a final opportunity here. I do not see anybody, so we will close the hearing on calendar number 11. I'm sorry, wait a second. Before I do that. Oh, I see. I see. This is not part of the team. So Mina Marceau is there too. Okay, good. So Mina Marceau from the neighborhood, Brooklyn CD is how she's listed. Welcome. Sorry about that. And whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and get started.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Oh, cool. So my name is Mina Marceau. I'm a local business owner. I own Prospect Gymnastics on Church Avenue. I've worked with the bid quite a bit on all different kinds of things like sanitation in the area, COVID updates, safety. My students perform at both the Church Avenue and the Flatbush Avenue fairs. And involved in kind of the greater community, and I end up working with both bids. Mostly with Church Avenue, but also sometimes with Flatbush Avenue. And to be honest, they have some of the same staff, and I'm mostly focused on the event, so I don't always know which bid is doing what, but they've helped me a lot. Both bids have helped me a lot with exposure to the local community, with legal advice, with maintaining the area. And I just wanted to come on here to support the merger of both bids because I think it will help consolidate resources. And it will be both good for the bids and for businesses like me to be dealing with just one entity and have all of those resources in one place.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And let me note, Ms. Collins, did you have your own testimony that you wanted to offer? Okay, good. So I have done a fair amount of damage to the hearing, but for no consequence, everybody will have their chance here. So I'm going to go back to you, Ms. Collins, and let you actually make the case for this combination.
And thank you so much. If I can make a strange request, since I have two other, a business owner and a property owner who both have a lot of other things that I know they need to get back to. Is it possible for them to testify first so they could go back to their?
Absolutely, that's fine. We have Asaf Gal next, so we will go there and we'll come back to you. Thank you.
Asaf is not in the Zoom room.
Okay, Asaf Gal is not in the Zoom room, however, and I don't see anybody else, Ms. Collins, so this may be your moment.
Great, I guess they'll have to leave, right? Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to try not to duplicate what Calvin Brown has said, but just to give you a little more update about the bids, we cover about 1.5 miles of commercial and mixed-use properties on Church Ave and Flatbush Ave. And the boards voted to merge a few years ago, then formed a steering committee, and then we completed all the final votes in summer of 2022. So as you mentioned, this would be a mostly administrative change and really codifying the way we've been working for several years with office space, shared staff, and most programs. It's also important to note we're not asking to increase the assessment. The proposed total assessment would just be the two current assessments combined, which will really be great with all the cost savings and the staff time savings. It'll still be a really good bonus for us. The reasons to merge for us are saving staff time. We actually went through all the time that we spend and determined we spend about 725 hours per year doing things a second time, the second QuickBooks, the second Instagram, all of that, which is a little crazy. Economies of scale, of course, we have to do 2 audits, 2 annual meetings, insurance policies in both bids, most of which we'd probably cut that mostly in half, not completely in half, and having a unified message. So the bid steering committee decided on the new name, which would be Church Flatbush Community Alliance. That would be the public facing name. The services stay the same, actually expanded a little bit And just in terms of being a little bit more flexible, which we learned during COVID and needed to shift things, and sometimes it was harder than it should have been. We have supported the bid members, both of our community boards, Community Board 9 and 14, as well as our City Council member, Rita Joseph. So thank you so much. Thanks for hearing me out and for holding this hearing. And I'm still available for questions.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to just check one more time to see if Asaf Gal is in the room.
Asaf Gal is not in the Zoom room.
Is not. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's anybody else who wishes to testify on this item. Okay. Seeing none, now I will close the hearing on calendar 11. Thank you very much, Commissioner. Thank you, Ms. Collins, for your presentations, and we look forward to working with you on this and many more things in the future. Okay. Madam Secretary.
Borough of Manhattan, calendar number 12, Otis Elevator Building, 260 11th Avenue, CD4, N230045ZRM, public hearing in the matter of an application for a zoning text amendment concerning Otis Elevator Building, 260 11th Avenue.
Great. Thank you very much. We are going to have two individual 3-minute presentations. We have Jean Travers and Alan Regan. Welcome. And whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and get started. Let's just make sure your microphone is on. It should be green at the base of the microphone.
Now it is green.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, thank you. Good morning, Chair Garodnick and Commissioners. My name is Gene Travers. I'm a land use attorney with Kramer Levin, F. Tallis & Frankel. I'm joined by Alan Regan of Ornado Realty Trust on behalf of the applicant. I know that Andy Cantu provided you with an excellent and comprehensive summary of this application yesterday at the review session. I'm not going to duplicate that presentation. I'm just going to say, for background, the design for this project was previously approved by the Landmarks Preservation Commission and Community Board 4 in 2019. What we are seeking today is a set of very narrowly tailored changes to the zoning text to allow that previously approved design to actually be constructed. Specifically, we're looking to amend the special district's heightened setback regulations to allow the enlargement of the historic Otis Elevator Building. And we're also looking to amend an existing piece of zoning text. It's a floor area adjustment mechanism for this site, to clarify and confirm that it will continue to apply to this site after the applicant enlarges the zoning lot. We're very happy to report that Community Board 4 and the Borough President have unanimously approved this application. We understand from yesterday's review session that there were some questions about the sustainability goals of the project and flood mitigation measures. The next speaker, Alan Regan, will respond to those, and I'm, of course, happy to answer any questions relative to the land use actions.
Great. Thank you. Let's move on to Mr. Regan, and then we'll see if there are questions for both or either of you.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. Vornado, as a company, is a leader in sustainability in real estate. We've won the NAREIT Leader in Light Award for 12 years. We currently have 27 million square feet of LEED certified space, 23 million of which is LEED Gold. We're actually currently undertaking certifying the existing part of the building, which we'll redo as part of the redevelopment, and we'll seek a new LEED certification once during construction and redevelopment. Regarding the flood mitigation, we'll follow Appendix G with a mix of dry flood proofing, wet flood proofing, deployable barriers, moving critical infrastructure higher up in the building. This building was impacted by Superstorm Sandy, so we're implementing the Appendix G and the combo of different measures to mitigate flooding in the future.
Great. Thank you very much. Let me see if there are questions. Vice Chair Knuckles.
So is HRA still a tenant at your building?
Correct, they are.
What is the long-term plan for them or that agency?
Their current term expires in 2026. Our plan is to have the project ready to go for when their lease expires.
Other questions?
Joseph,
Mr. Marine?
if I may, thank you, Chair. I'd like to just follow up on the question that my colleague just asked. So then what happens to HRA afterwards? Are they not intended to come at your plan?
They originally had told us they were not going to renew, and then they unexpectedly reached out to us right around the start of the pandemic that they were going to exercise the renewal option. We have not had conversations with them about what's happening after 2026. What they've told us in the past is that they were looking to relocate elsewhere to a lower cost area.
The option on the current lease would be how many years?
Through 2026.
If it's renewed, what would the option be? Do you have any?
I don't believe they have another extension option.
Appreciate it.
Other questions? Commissioner Osorio?
Thanks so much for addressing the questions about the sustainability measures raised by Commissioner Bozark and flood mitigation. I was wondering if you could be a little more specific. Some of the recommendations from the community board specifically listed the possibility for the building to being electric, in addition to kind of like other opportunities beyond just what the building code requires. So I was wondering if you can share a little bit more about what you're planning in that regard. And also, can you share a little bit about the extent of the damage after Sandy and specific flood mitigation strategies address them?
Sure. To your first point, it's currently designed as an all-electric building to comply with Local Law 97. We will look at Fitwell and other certifications during the construction, embedded carbon, since it's a adaptive reuse. We'll study all of that as we get further along into the design to achieve a LEED certification. Also, to community board addressed about trees, wherever the subsurface soil can support trees, and there's not a subway impediment or things of that nature, we'll plant trees as well. Regarding Sandy, there's a small cellar on the north west corner of the Otis building, and that flooded during Superstorm Sandy. So we're taking the infrastructure out of that, raising it up to a higher floor in the building, and we're actually going to infill that cellar so that it doesn't flood and it's no longer usable square footage in the building.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I see no other questions from the panel. And I also see no other members of the public wishing to testify on this item. So I'm going to filibuster for about 5 seconds to make sure that nobody shows up and wants to say anything. And with that, this hearing is now closed. Thank you very much for your presentation. Madam Secretary, is there any other business before the Commission today?
No, Chair Grodnick. There is no other business before the Commission today, but I do have some public information to share. For those of you who are unable to or did not wish to testify, you can submit written testimony online by selecting this hearing on the upcoming meetings page of the NYC Engage portal, through DCP's website, or by mailing your comments to City Planning Commission, Calendar Information Office, 120 Broadway, New York, 31st floor, 10271.
Terrific. Well, with that, we know that they're not always this quick, but we'll enjoy them when they are. So with that, the time is now 10:32, and we are adjourned. Thank you very much, Madam Secretary.
Thank you.